Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebstyle.
I'm Charles Lewis, your internet marketing specialist.
Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of our Internet Marketing Podcast.
Yes.
This is podcast number 235. You can find us hashtag SEO Podcast. You know, I actually haven't even searched hashtag SEO Podcast. If we don't come up, then it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We are the most popular internet marketing podcast on iTunes. That is because of you guys
on the whole
and gals and
known
y'all
planet.
and people. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
As always, there is a tip from our previous podcast, and that tip is when responding to negative comments, so this is on a blog or wherever it may be, somebody's written a review about you maybe, offer a sincere apology, explain what happened, and describe a plan to move forward to ensure it will not happen again.
Yeah, definitely. When because negative reviews happen, right? Unfortunately.
Yep.
And if indeed it's not some crazy person who's just leaving negative reviews just to be doing it, but you actually were at fault, then apologize for it. Be sincere with it. Don't give them that kind of, I'm sorry that you took what I did offensively and it made you feel bad sort of deal. That's kind of sarcastic and really insulting, frankly, and will likely lead to another negative review.
Yeah.
Instead, now be sincere. Apologize for it, but more importantly, address the issue, right? What did you do to fix this issue? How can we make it better? And take that opportunity and turn it to a positive. Maybe offer them, free shipping on the next deal, or 10% off if they come back to the restaurant, or whatever it is, and try to reel that client back in, give them an overwhelming positive experience, and then of course, ask them to go review you again. And so yeah, don't be a douche with your apologies, but be sincere.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember, we are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatchers.
Yes.
Where our mantra is,
don't be a douche.
if you could tweet now, we've got hashtag SEO podcast and there's some other
SEO
stuff.
podcast. Tweet us at eWebstyle, at Best SEO Podcast. That way we'll be sure to follow you back and do all of our social networking stuff.
Remember, you can do us a small favor if you get good value out of our podcast, and we've got reviews that say you do. By the way, you see that long list of reviews over there?
List over there.
I had to remove like 3 tattoos. 2 of them I didn't even have. I don't even know what a negative tattoo is, and it hurts. That's all I gotta say. They just yanked it out of future tattoos, I guess. I don't know. You can do us a small favor. Just go to our G Plus local page.
Yes.
We made that really easy.
Really, 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 really easy.
The way you get there is just type in your address bar, e-webstyle.com/
Google Plus.
or slash
Google Plus.
or slash
G Plus.
or slash.
G Plus spelled out.
All of those will take us over, take you, us, and us if we were to do it, over to our G Plus local page. Right now we have 31 plus ones and something like 44 reviews. So
we're trying to get our numbers consistent. So
yeah.
do this favor for us when you get there. +1 us, right? Give us a review and then put us in a circle. That way we'll know we're in that circle. We'll add you back to a circle and we can communicate on Google Plus. Matter of fact, we were just talking about this. This podcast may eventually move to that arena. And so be looking forward to some podcast hangouts coming soon. We'll be experimenting with that.
Again.
So, I know, right?
Again. Yeah.
And so stay tuned for that.
Cool. The other thing you can do for us has only 3 steps. Go onto iTunes, create an account, write a review. If you choose to, send us an email, podcast at
e-webstyle.com.
and we'll probably read your review on air, even if it's bad. So if you're hating,
we will review it. We will read it.
Yeah.
Good, bad, ugly.
If this is the first time you've listened to this podcast and you already hate it, write us a review.
Yeah.
That's fine. Instagram is another place that you. Why do I have that? Oh, that's just so I remember it. Yeah. A little confused here. I hate this podcast now. The other place you can write a review is facebook.com and in our Facebook page. Thank you.
That's kind of important.
Yeah, totally organized. Yeah, we did not create Facebook. That's that Zuckerberg guy. On Facebook, over on the right, you'll see a place where you can write reviews. I don't know. I have this, I see notifications that somebody's written a review, and then I can't find them, and then I get Nick over in my office. I'm like, am I going crazy? And then they're there. I think I'm going crazy. So I don't know what that's about.
I would co-sign that. Yeah. I think you're going crazy.
This is that kind of week. It's the going crazy kind of week.
Yeah.
Hey, the other thing that you can do for us is make sure you stay in contact with us. And there's a bunch of ways you can do that. Facebook.com/,
eWebStyle,
Twitter.com/,
eWebStyle,
YouTube.com/,
eWebStyle,
and Instagram.com/
eWebStyle.
All of those will take you to our
Pages.
relevant page, and you can do
Yeah,
stuff
follow
there.
us, like us, tweet us. Bam.
Absolutely. Also, we're really in need of help. If you're listening to us on Stitcher, go ahead, please write a review on Stitcher, because right now, I didn't check that today. I have to add to my list to check. Right now, or at least the last podcast, we had one review that was a 1-star and one
that
review
was a
that was
5-star.
5 stars, so 2.5 stars. So, you could help us out there.
Yeah.
We do have a referral program. If you send us an SEO client, and they pay their bill, we will send you the cheddar. Next, we've got free website analysis. Go to our website, e-webstyle.com/nothing, and
Yeah, it's right there. It's like the center image navigation, free website and app.
and that is the that portion.
Which I'll take this time to say is working rather well.
Yeah.
Remember, prior to we launched the redesign of our site, we debated
Yep.
because our old site we had a free website analysis form in the sidebar visible on every page. And we decided not to do that on our homepage on the redesign, and instead give you a nav option to kind of hover over and then submit your website now. And I actually haven't noticed a decrease in the nows. We saw an increase.
Right. It would be interesting to see if the stats, because I haven't looked at where those pages are being submitted from.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That would be actually very cool to review, and would take minutes. And when we have a minute, we will sacrifice the minutes necessary. We have a little bit of news. So you remember I spoke about the ad for the Nokia camera, right, and the camera phone, right, and I was like, Nokia pictures, awesome pictures. Look, we're fighting over pictures. We're great pictures, powered by Windows. under the breath. So the Nokia camera expert left Microsoft, is now with Apple.
Of course he is.
So Apple's on a rampage because they just did a deal with Dr. Dre for Beats Audio.
Yep.
$3.2 billion.
Deal.
Woo!
That's huge.
That's nice.
That's huge. I mean, Dr. Dre, like I like Dr. Dre. I've always been a fan of the music, but to go and come into the tech industry like that and really
And kill it, like just effing kill it.
I mean, because they've been on the new HP computers. They've been everywhere else, and
that was some of the talk. What are the implications of that sell with respect to HP? So who knows? Maybe they keep it.
Probably something totally separate.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's going to be a huge selling point if the new iPhones come with Diddy Beats. So Diddy Beats are the earbuds for the Beats by Dre.
Awesome. What about also it comes out with a better camera?
The Nokia, and then
With the Nokia, so that's not this year. That's maybe not even
probably
next
iPhone
year.
7 or
Yeah,
something.
something like that. Yeah, that honestly, that might get me to switch, because the camera, they all act well as phones. They ring when people call you.
Yeah.
They dial out when you dial out.
And
You've
have
got
apps.
features, and they have apps and whatever. So really, the camera is one of the first things that I look at when I'm kind of debating what new phone I'm going to get. I also saw this, and this was interesting. It reminded me because I wasn't going to comment on it, and I decided to based on what our tip was, which was about comments. There is actually now kind of a trend, if you will, where people are threatening businesses.
I'm going to leave you a bad review.
I'm going to leave you a bad review. Now, I've probably said that before, and I've said it from a place. I don't know if you want to actually call it from a good place. I'm going to leave a bad review because I'm actually really pissed off at what you're doing to me, so you better get it straight. Versus, listen, I want a free meal.
And if you don't,
at your restaurant, Mr. Hotel Operator, and if you don't, I'm going to write you a bad review. Anyone who does that, you are a douche and a number 2.
Yeah, all of that and some,
Yeah.
because that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Right, that's just wrong. You shouldn't. Yeah,
You'll get yours. I there's a part of me is like, I don't
That
want
will
to deal
come
with
back.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with it. Karma is a bitch.
Yes, it is.
Man, it is. All right, so we've got some reviews. I'm going to blow through these. These are the ones that I was able to find. All right, Marcus Fox, he gave us 5 stars. Love listening to these chaps. Sounds great even on this side of the pond. SEO is never static, and even though I count myself as advanced, I'm still picking up tips. Well done. Punch in the face. Punch in the face back to you, Marcus Fox. Next,
what's
we've
up.
got
Punch in the
Jim Baker. He's-
Barker. Jim Beasy. What's
I'm
up,
sorry,
man?
Jim Barker. Baker, Barker. You know, that's really insulting. It's actually Barker. I'm sorry. Listening to Chuck and Chris at eWebStyle Podcast for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
They-
Yeah, you've been listening for a long time.
Yeah, they deliver great SEO content and helpful information for internet marketing pros and business marketing people. Keep up the great work, guys. Punch in the face.
Business marketing people.
Mr. Barker. Next, actually, Leonard Treeman did, thank you so much. He did the small favor of going both to our G Plus local page and on our Facebook page. So he's written 2 reviews. Boom,
Two-piece.
boom, boom.
Punch in the face.
Maybe if you listen on Stitcher, hit Stitcher next, please. And I'm going to read the longer one. This says, Leonard Treeman, I've been learning from you for 6 months now.
All right.
I want to thank you for the awesome podcast.
You're
I
welcome.
just had my first day of entry-level position in SEO.
So at your own not entry
Level
level, so
position.
probably at some firm
Yeah.
somewhere.
2 years ago, he passed his Google Partners exam.
That's what's up.
Both of these events were definitely influenced by you. Man, that feels really good.
Yeah, it does.
I got a tear removed, and there's a real one. Michigan is a horrible place for college grads, and you helped me get out of the rut of underemployment. So I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart. You guys rock. Wow, Leonard.
Hit him with one of those. I don't know if you saw the Mayweather's Mandana fight,
Nope.
but he hit Mayweather with a
Like,
over the top punch.
Over the top,
Yeah.
right on the bridge of the nose.
right here, the bridge
Around
of the forehead. And
Yeah.
so,
That should have been a pretty solid spot.
man, Mayweather couldn't defend it. He had never got hit with one of those before. He got hit with like 3 of them. It took 3 rounds for him to realize, okay, hold on.
When his arm goes up, I need to
So, punch in the head,
yeah.
in the face for
Leonard
that
Freeman.
review. That's
That's
awesome,
awesome.
dude.
Makes
Hit us back, man. I'm interested in knowing what you're dealing with as an entry-level SEO. Are they having you doing simple stuff like on page, or are you link building, or what your role is?
Yeah, very cool. Hit us up. And you can send us an email, podcast at.
e-webstyle.com.
Thank you, because I
Yeah,
couldn't even
done.
finish that one. The best SEO podcast. 5 stars. This is from Adam5160, United States. I've been listening to these guys for over a year now. Definitely the best SEO podcast on iTunes.
Punch
Boom,
in the
punch
face.
in the face. And finally, Rob St. George. It's just the name St.
Anytime
George.
you have
is like-
Saint in your name,
is
yeah,
you're
it's kind
just
of
a cool
cool.
cat, right? Yeah. Great work, guys. I've just started listening and very impressed with the information offered. Totally free of charge. That's a good point.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is totally free.
of charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it up. Look forward to listening to all of your episodes.
Good luck
Skip
with that,
180.
because if you just noticed, the past 2 reviews prior to that said he's been listening for over a year. This
Yeah.
was he's been listening for 6 months, and this is number 235.
Yeah.
So
Oh, there's some sort of screen. up
yeah,
there.
so yeah, be careful with that.
Cool. All right, that is the potatoes of our podcast. Time to get into the meat.
Yeah, so I thought this was a really good article. This one caught my attention because we're working with a client right now based in North Virginia who has tons of YouTube videos.
Right.
Tons of YouTube videos, and so we're categorizing them, creating playlists, doing descriptions and all of that.
So we can be honest, right? You were kind of brushing up your YouTube skills.
Anyway,
right?
yeah. So then I came across this article, and it's like 10 tips. This one is from Chris Smith, which I think we reviewed one of his articles previously. 10 tips for using YouTube to kill that local SEO.
Yeah.
I saw the title. I was like, okay. I was really wanting to check myself, see how many of these things we were already doing,
Yeah.
right? And he has one on here that we're not doing that I started to talk to you about earlier, but I figured I'll wait and bring it up right now, and then we'll likely implement it on the next one, because this actual Ustream broadcast will immediately get uploaded to YouTube once we finish.
Yep.
And so it's worth doing that. So anyway, 10 tips for using YouTube to kill at local SEO, right? And so before we even get into the article, let me say this, and I wrote this down. Make sure your video content is worth it, right? Make sure your content has great value, it's informative, it's useful. Make sure that it's worth sharing, right? Don't a lot of people know they need YouTube videos. They understand the purpose of having video and how important it is for SEO ranking and having high conversions and getting engagement on your sites. The problem is people don't take the necessary time or effort to put out quality video. They rush, or these videos lack formidable content, the quality's bad, and all sorts of other things go wrong with them. So if you're gonna take the time to start some YouTube marketing and help with your SEO, put out good videos. And so with that, let's dive in. Number 1, he says geotag your video. This is key. right? So what do you mean geotag your video? He's not saying just, well, he is saying tag your videos with your location later, but right now he's talking technical. So after you've uploaded your video, if you go into the video manager, then there's an advanced section in there where you can actually search, and there's a search field. You put your address in. When you search your address in the video manager, then you'll get like a map, and that map will come up with your address, right? And it'll show like the points for it, the coordinates, the longitude, latitude deal, and you'll see your location. Sometimes the pin is incorrect. Drag it to the right location and save that. And so now YouTube knows where this video was produced at. That's important for local search. They need to know where this actual video was uploaded at, where it was recorded at, and that's how you do that from the kind of back end technical aspect of it. So make sure you do that. Number 2, link to your business in the description. And so he goes on to say, include a link to your business website at the beginning of the video description. Yeah. This is key because that description area is pretty valuable. Like, you can put links in there. It's a ton of space. You can put a whole page of content, and later during this podcast, we'll talk about some other things you can do in that description. But it's important to put a link there to your website.
Why would you want to link to your website in your video?
Well, you want to, we're talking about in the description.
Right.
Because people read the descriptions. And more importantly, if you're looking at this video on the YouTube page, those first couple lines show up. And then you have to click like show more to see the rest
above
of
the fold, effectively.
Exactly.
Right?
And so why not have a link to your site showing right directly below your video? So once somebody has absorbed that content, it's kind of nature to click the link.
I can't tell you how many videos I've watched and then not been able to find a link. I'm like, okay, wow. I can't call it a bounce because I feel like I watched the whole video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So speaking of that description, I'll say this. Not only should you put a link to your website in the beginning of that description, put a summary of the video right after that link. So let's say your video was, I don't know, 3-4 minutes long. Summarize it in one good paragraph, what this video is about, what they can find, and why they should watch it. And now you can take it a step further and transcribe it. If you have the transcription, put the transcription in there.
Yeah. Because
now that's the full transcription of the video that they're watching. It's great content that will be indexed. So do that if you can.
And that goes right in the description.
Right in the description.
Okay. There is a transcription section, right, where Google actually does show you their automated transcription. Can you update that? That's something I just
That's a good question. I don't know
if
you can edit their updated transcription.
Yeah. You should. It's almost like you should be able to post yours next to theirs, and they could use their algorithms to say, you know what, theirs looks more accurate, and use it. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll
be cool.
Yeah, I'll look.
So right in the description.
But in the description, yeah, put your own transcription there, definitely.
And label that transcription, because then
so people know this is the transcribed of the video.
It doesn't read naturally often, so.
Yeah, just like if you go to ewebstyle.com/SEO-podcast, and you will see all our archives of 234, 233, and so on. Our transcription is there, and I'm interested to have somebody be us, right? Because it's like Chris. It's like a play almost, like you're reading a play. So check that out. Number 3, include your NAP, right? Your name, address, and phone number. And he called that one part 1. But you want to include your business name, address, and phone numbers. He says in the frames near the end of the video. What he's really saying is, you know how YouTube allows you to annotate? Right. And so you can add stuff. At the end of that video, include your NAP information. Business name, phone number, address, because that will be indexed as well. That stuff will be transcribed.
So now they've identified the location of the video with the coordinates, and they've also included their address in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. And then you've annotated it on the video itself. So that's not only being indexed, it's also being shown on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, there's value to that. So number 4, include your NAP part 4. He says, actually, and this is kind of cool, and this is my recommendation for us, something we don't do right now. He says, actually state your business name and address and phone in the video's audio, because it will be transcribed by them, right? And so I think what we may end up doing is something like, I think it's going to be kind of cheesy to give all our contact info because we do so much of that already. But we may transition to broadcasting live in Houston.
All right. Yep.
Right? The eWebStyle, where we specialize in internet marketing. And then we go on until doing what we need to do.
Yeah, that's going to be opening line.
Okay. Exactly. Yeah, at that.
Yeah.
And so But the reason you want to do that is because Google does transcribe those videos. That information is used for search queries. If people are searching, we want them to know that we want Google to know why this YouTube video should be ranked higher, because it's produced in Houston, it's by internet marketing people, and it includes, of course, all of the keywords we're targeting. So do that. Number 5, utilize the description field. So we've already talked about putting your website link first in the description. We talked about adding a summary. I adding not only the summary but a transcription. But he goes here because we're talking about using YouTube for local listings. He says mention your address, city, location, and phone number in the description text. So we've mentioned it in our coordinates. We've mentioned it. We've annotated the website
on the video.
We've said it in the video, and now it's also in the description. Right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. And that's something you probably want to put at the end of that description. Because you've already got a website name, you've got a summary, you got a transcription. You may want to close it out with a paragraph like, this video was shot and edited in Houston at E Webstyle at 5999 West 34th Street off of Antoine, Houston, Texas 77092. Sort of deal.
Right. You see how he just slipped in that address in there? Yeah, I was paying attention. Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that you do that. Take advantage of that description field. Number 6, tag your video. He says include your business category name and your location names as tags on the video. Those tags, you separate them with a comma, SEO podcast, comma, internet marketing, comma, Houston, Texas, comma, that sort of deal, right? I'll take this a step further and say, if you're like us, that same YouTube video will eventually get embedded in some blog post.
Right.
And so if indeed that's the case, use those same tags on the blog post. SEO podcast / internet marketing Houston / whatever your tags are. And so that way there's some consistency with what's on your site and what's on YouTube and with the YouTube that's embedded on your site.
That does presuppose that you're using a content management system
Definitely
that does have tags, which is, hopefully is a good...
20% of the websites on the universe right now are using WordPress. And so I'm assuming you are.
Yep.
And if you're not, you should be. Number 7, associate the video with your Google Places listing. He goes on to say, add the video to your business listing in Google Places. And that's true. Right, and it's still kind of finicky because you can actually edit your Google Places stuff even though it's already transitioned to Google Local Plus. But if you go there, you'll click edit, and same place where you add your 10 images and your 10 videos, those 10 videos should be fully populated with your YouTube videos. And now if you happen to have more than 10, great. Alternate. Maybe every quarter, change out 5 of them. And keep fresh videos on your Google Plus page. Make sure you update your places listing with those. And I'll say this, if you have multiple videos, this is my kind of addition, create playlists, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you have a whole bunch of videos and there's in a series, or maybe they're related to different things.
Different aspects of your business.
Exactly,
or whatever,
different products or different services or whatever it is.
Installation, maintenance, and removal.
Exactly. Create playlists, because what happens with the playlist is, first off, the second video automatically starts, right? And so you can get your views up. Secondly, maybe you've embedded that video on your site like we were just talking about. That second video will also launch there, and so people can watch it and you can get your views up, and people can see the series and recognize it. That was number 7. Number 8, associate the video with your Google Plus local page. Different from the Places page.
Yep.
The Places page is where you're actually adding all of your company info, categories and videos and images and things like that. Associating with your local page is basically logging into Google Plus, then you go over left side navigation, like you click on pages, and then you'll see your page there. Manage that page. If you haven't done that, kicking the shins to you, shame on you. Go and manage that page, and then add that video there. Put the URL there. And just you have to do that for a couple reasons. One, that's another Google property. That's another opportunity to share your video. But more importantly, you have that video in another location, right, with the full URL. So take advantage of that. Number 9, embed your video. which is what we've been talking about. Google makes it extremely easy. Once you on the video page, if you scroll down below the video, you will see an option like share. You click share, then you get some options. Do you want to link to this video? Do you want to embed this video? Copy the embed code. Keep your site structure in mind, right? Maybe the content area where you're putting it at isn't that wide. Google gives you the option to put in custom dimensions right there. And so put those in first and then copy the embed code. And so that way you ever been to a site and the video is like wide and it's overlaying the subnav and this and that? Yeah, because they hard coded it and they didn't copy the code correctly.
Right.
So take advantage of the custom dimensions if you have to, and put that in. And frankly, I mean, we've been designing responsive, and so we actually put a different code on there along with the embed code, so it don't matter how what you're looking at, it's gonna automatically size the right way.
This screen, right?
Definitely. So embed the video, and now I'll say this. The reason after you do that, make it a habit of promoting the actual page. This is more of just an SEO deal. You want to promote the page. Instead of sending people, hey, go check out my new YouTube video, don't send them directly to YouTube. Send them to the page that you've created on your site where that video is embedded. That way you can get your page count up. That way these people are on your site so they can benefit from your USP and your CTAs and your what was our new one?
CCP,
yeah.
Confidence and Credibility piece.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that next week. So they can benefit from those deals because it's actually on your site, so they can read your other content and eventually turn into a conversion. And so promote your page that you embedded that actual video on. He going on to say that he's come to believe that housing videos on YouTube is a more beneficial option. I totally agree. No need to use all of your hosting space and storage space. Put them on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, and you just have more sharing options. People are familiar with it. They're likely going to be mobile friendly, and it just makes sense to do it that way. And I'll say this. I prefer them over like a Vimeo. Now, I like Vimeo. Vimeo, it looks cleaner.
Yeah.
It does look cleaner. The resolution may even be a smidget better, but it's not YouTube.
Yeah.
And so YouTube is just where it's at right now. Number 10, promote your video. Right? Promote videos via your social media accounts, particularly Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and G+. So yeah, tweet it, Facebook it, share it. I'll add this on there, and this one's free. Take the best 15 seconds of your video and Instagram it, right? And that way you can put that out there, and inside your Instagram description, what do you put a link to? The post where your video is at. So they can read it, so they can get more information. And that's how you begin using Instagram and all your social profiles to use video and drive traffic back to your website. He has a bonus tip. He says, if you have more than one video, optimize your YouTube channel. He's talking about the whole channel,
right? Like,
youtube.com/ewebstyle with the description. And then link it to your website and link it to a few of your main social media profiles. And I think that's absolutely correct. I'll take this a step further and make sure that channel description is consistent with, let's say, some of the information that's on your website bio page. So that way there's some continuity in regards to what's being offered on YouTube and what you actually offer on your site. So pretty cool article. Punch in the face to Chris Smith. 10 tips for using YouTube to kill at local SEO. I think it's a great article. And hit us up. Tell me what you think about it.
Cool. We have any, that was good stuff. Do we have any what?
Yeah, we got a little what.
What?
Yeah, so this is what goes to Firefox. Right, remember last week they rolled out the new Firefox and everything.
Which looked incredibly like
Chromey.
Chrome.
It was extremely Chromey, man.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and I felt bad because remember I used to be pro Firefox.
Yeah,
like
you didn't know.
What? I didn't want to use Chrome.
Yeah.
I was pro Firefox. It's about a year and a half
You're
ago.
hooked now, right?
I'm Chrome.
I mean, Chrome is on the phone. It's
Chrome.
on my PC. It's on at work. It's on my PC at home. It's on my iPad.
I'm Chrome.
Everything, wow.
I'm
and
Chrome.
It works because Firefox has an ability to share all that stuff.
Well, they've done it now, and they're syncing, and now you can sync it across browsers and across devices.
But I had problems with it.
Oh, so I haven't.
The old one, yeah.
Yeah, so the new one you can supposed to do it. Nick is he's pro Firefox,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so
Very much
I don't know. I mean, even the curved tabs, like everything. I said, okay, Firefox. If it's if you can't beat them, join them, sort of situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at least the one thing that I insist would be different is the look, right?
Yeah,
That's the
still.
thing that I would insist is important to be different. All right, well, that is podcast number 235. You guys have been listening to the most popular internet marketing and SEO marketing podcast on iTunes.
On the known planet, on the universe,
That is, and Stitcher.
in the stratosphere.
Probably on Stitcher as well.
Yeah. If
That
we're
is,
not on Stitcher, we will be soon.
that is because of all y'all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for writing reviews. Thank you for sending us emails where we get content. Thank you for submitting website analysis. Thank you for all of that stuff.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now. Filmed live in Houston, Texas from 5999 West 34th Street, Suite 106, Houston, Texas 77092.
Yeah, there you go. Good way to do that.